Okay, so you have to find the ratio of the magnetic field at their centers. Two loops have been connected in series in the manner that is shown here. They have different radius R1, R2, and since they are connected in series, so that is giving you an indication that the current through both of them is going to be same. Okay, so magnetic field at the center of a current carrying loop is directly proportional to the current and inversely proportional to the radius of the loop. सेंटर पे जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड होती है करंट कैरिंग लूप के, वो करंट के डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होती है, रेडियस के इन्वर्स प्रोपोर्शनल होती है. ओके, जब हम प्रोपोर्शनलिटी रिमूव करेंगे यहाँ एक कांस्टेंट आएगा, बट वी आर नॉट येट बॉदर्ड अबाउट दैट कांस्टेंट बिकॉज वी हैव टू फाइंड द रेशो. तो अंडर एनी केस जब आप रेशो करेंगे कांस्टेंट ने तो कैंसिल ही होना है. ओके, तो B इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू I बाय R. तो फर्स्ट लूप के लिए B1 विल बी I बाय R1 प्रोपोर्शनल, सेकेंड लूप के लिए B2 विल बी I बाय R2 प्रोपोर्शनल. हमने डिवाइड किया तो प्रोपोर्शनलिटी कांस्टेंट जो रहा होगा वो कैंसिल हो गया और इक्वल टू का साइन आ गया बीच में. ओके, आई रिमेनिंग द सेम क्योंकि दोनों सीरीज में लगे, इट गेट्स कैंसल्ड एंड वी आर लेफ्ट विद द रेशियो ऑफ द रेडियाई. तो B1 बाय B2 इज इक्वल टू द रेशियो ऑफ देयर रेडियस R2 बाय R1.
If instead of a single loop we have a coil with n turns, the magnetic field will become n times the magnetic field due to a single loop. This is because in each turn the current is in the same direction, and hence the magnetic field due to each turn will simply add up. So if the single loop is producing magnetic field B at the center, B dash, which is the magnetic field due to these n turns, will be n times B. Okay, I repeat, the magnetic field due to a coil with n turns carrying current will be n times stronger as compared to the magnetic field due to a single loop. So magnetic field due to a current carrying solenoid. Suppose this is a solenoid with so many turns wrapped in the form of a cylinder that is of an insulated copper wire attached to a battery. So the current will be flowing in the solenoid and hence a field will be generated. The magnetic field due to a solenoid looks similar to that of a bar magnet. So these are the closed continuous curves that are produced around the solenoid, similar to that of a bar magnet. And inside the solenoid, the field is approximately uniform. You have to be careful while drawing the magnetic field lines, they should not cross each other. And inside the solenoid, these are uniform, approximately parallel. So we have to label the poles north, south, and the directions of magnetic field north to south outside the magnet or the solenoid, and south to north inside the solenoid. Factors affecting the magnetic field due to a solenoid. Magnetic field produced by a solenoid is directly proportional to the current flowing through the solenoid, the number of turns per unit length of the solenoid, and the nature of the core material. So that would mean if in the core we have soft iron, it is going to behave like a stronger magnet. Next is force on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. Since a current carrying conductor is also like a magnet, when it is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So here is an experimental setup to understand this. We have a light aluminium rod which has been placed within magnetic field, and it has been connected to a battery so that it becomes a current carrying conductor. Now we'll observe when this current carrying conductor has been placed inside this magnetic field, which is created by this horseshoe magnet, this current carrying conductor will also behave like a magnet and it would experience a force. So when current is passed through it, we can see that the aluminium rod displaces from its initial position. Also, if we reverse the direction of the current, the direction of this displacement also reverses. So you can see here when the battery terminals have been reversed, that is the current direction reverses, the direction in which the rod displaces also reverses. What happens if we reverse the direction of magnetic field? If the poles of the magnet are flipped, the direction of magnetic field also reverses. We observe that the aluminium rod again displaces in the opposite direction in which it was displacing before reversing the poles. So the direction of force on the current carrying conductor will reverse if the direction of magnetic field in which it is placed reverses. So the direction of force on a current carrying conductor in magnetic field is reversed when the direction of current through the conductor is reversed.
Also, the direction of this force reverses when the direction of magnetic field is reversed. So this is an experimental demonstration of the same setup that we have just discussed. There is this U-shaped magnet and a copper wire has been used in place of that aluminium rod in the diagram that we did before, and that swing has been created from the copper wire. And now you can clearly see that as we turn on the battery, when the current will flow from this copper swing that has been created, we will see that the swing is behaving like a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field. So you can see the deflection in the copper wire or the swing made of the copper wire. The direction of this force acting on the current carrying wire in magnetic field can be given by Fleming's left hand rule. Alright, so Fleming's left hand rule, it says that if the thumb, forefinger and the central finger of the left hand are stretched in mutually perpendicular directions such that the forefinger points in the direction of field, the central finger points in the direction of current, then the thumb gives the direction of force. So this is the orientation in which the fingers are to be pointed out. Okay. So if the thumb, forefinger and the central finger of the left hand are stretched in mutually perpendicular directions such that the forefinger gives the direction of field, central finger gives the direction of current, then the thumb will give the direction of force. Now we can apply this rule to find the direction of force on charged particles moving in magnetic field. Like in this question, you had to find the direction of force on this proton which is entering the magnetic field in the direction as shown. So again, using the Fleming's left hand rule, forefinger giving the direction of field, the current direction will be given by the central finger. And remember, in case of positively charged particles, the current and the positive charge, they are in the same direction. Okay, positive charge will give you the direction of the current as well. Okay, so they are in the same direction. So the thumb is pointing into the plane of the paper. Okay, field, proton direction giving the current, and the thumb pointing into the plane of the paper. Okay, if it would had been an electron, so electron and current directions are opposite. So field, current and force this time will be out of the plane of the paper. Okay, force on the electron will be out of the plane of the paper perpendicular to it. This is according to the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so the construction of a motor includes strong magnets, armature coil, split rings and carbon brushes with a battery. Okay, split rings will behave as a commutator. Commutator is any device that reverses the direction of current in the coil. So for the working, when the current is turned on, okay, the current will flow in the direction ABCD. Now applying Fleming's left hand rule, अगर हम branch AB पे Fleming left hand rule लगाते हैं, this is the direction of the field, this is the direction of the current, so the side AB will go into the plane of the blackboard. और अगर हम साइड CD पे यही रूल लगाते हैं, Fleming left hand rule, field by forefinger, okay, current in the downward direction and the force on side CD is out of the plane. Okay, so AB is moving in and CD is moving out. ठीक है, so after half rotation they'll swap their positions. AB की जगह CD आ जाएगा और CD की जगह AB हो जाएगा. So the current direction after half rotation will reverse in the armature. This is due to the split rings commutator. Now again applying the Fleming's left hand rule, this time now branch CD will move in and AB will move out. ठीक है, so this rotation will continue, AB moving in, CD moving out, और जब उनकी directions flip हो गई हैं तो CD moving in, AB moving out, the rotation direction will remain the same till the time the current in the circuit is there. So that is how a motor works. Okay, Fleming's left hand rule को यूज़ करके ये जो split rings हैं इनके बीच में there is an axle, और उस axle के साथ आप बेशक फैन के ब्लेड्स लगे हों या वॉशिंग मशीन का रोटेटर लगा हो या जो मिक्सर ग्राइंडर है उसके ब्लेड्स लगे हों, उस एक्सेल के साथ जो भी चीज़ कनेक्टेड होगी इट विल स्टार्ट रोटेटिंग. Okay, so after half rotation the current flows in direction DCBA, and now applying Fleming's left hand rule, CD is moving down, AB is moving up, and this will continue till the current flows in the coil. Okay, So motors are used in fans, mixers, washing machines, CD players, etc. And the power of a motor can be enhanced by using a strong electromagnet instead of a permanent magnet, giving large number of turns to the conducting wire which is in the coil, and a soft iron core is used and coil is wrapped over it. जो आर्मेचर है उसमें सॉफ्ट आयरन कोर यूज करी जाती है और उसके ऊपर कॉइल को रैप किया जाता है. So whenever magnetic field around a coil changes, a current is induced in the coil. This is known as electromagnetic induction. Okay, तो यहाँ पे उसका एक्सपेरिमेंटल सेटअप दिखाया हुआ है आपको. There is a coil and a galvanometer is attached to the coil. Galvanometer is a very sensitive device which will sense small currents in the coil. Okay, when a bar magnet is brought near this coil, the magnetic field associated with the coil is changing and the current is induced in the coil. Okay. Like when the magnet moves towards the coil, the number of field lines passing the coil will increase, and hence it will force the electron inside this coil to move, and that will give a momentary deflection in the galvanometer. Okay. Whereas when the coil and the magnet are separated apart, when the magnet moves away from the coil, the field lines passing through the coil will reduce, and again there will be a force on the electrons within this coil, and there will be a deflection in the galvanometer, but this time in the opposite direction because the current is being induced in the opposite direction. Also, if the magnet is held stationary near the coil, no deflection will be there because there is no change in the magnetic field associated with the coil. Okay, so current will be induced whenever the magnetic field associated with the coil is changing. This is electromagnetic induction. So two coils are given here, coil A and coil B. Coil A has a source of current, a battery is there, and coil B is only having a galvanometer. Okay, and you have been asked the reason for the observations, that why is there a momentary deflection in coil B galvanometer when coil A is switched on? Why is there a deflection in the opposite direction when coil A is switched off? And why is there no deflection when steady current flows in coil A? So how will you write the answer is, फर्स्ट केस में पूछा है मोमेंटरी डिफ्लेक्शन हो रही है कॉइल बी में व्हेन कॉइल ए इज स्विच्ड ऑन. सो व्हेन कॉइल ए इज स्विच्ड ऑन, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अराउंड इट एंड कॉइल बी दोनों के अराउंड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड विल चेंज ग्रेजुअली, हेंस करंट इज इंड्यूस्ड इन कॉइल बी एंड मोमेंटरी डिफ्लेक्शन इज ऑब्जर्व्ड इन द गैल्वेनोमीटर. मोमेंटरी डिफ्लेक्शन का रीजन बताया हमने, बिकॉज करंट कॉइल ए को जब आप टर्न ऑन करोगे तो करंट जीरो से स्टडी वैल्यू लेने में कुछ टाइम लेगा. ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम कॉइल बी में करंट इंड्यूस होगा क्योंकि वहाँ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड चेंज हो रही है. ठीक है. सेकेंड पार्ट में उन्होंने पूछा था जब कॉइल ए को आप ऑफ करोगे तब क्यों करंट इंड्यूस हो रहा है कॉइल बी में, तब क्यों डिफ्लेक्शन हो रही है. तो रीजन इज अगेन सिमिलर. व्हेन कॉइल ए इज स्विच्ड ऑफ, करंट रिड्यूसेस फ्रॉम स्टेडी वैल्यू टू जीरो, हेंस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अराउंड कॉइल ए एंड बी दोनों के अराउंड चेंज होगी, फील्ड कम हो जाएगी, एंड गैल्वेनोमीटर शोज डिफ्लेक्शन एज करंट इज इंड्यूस्ड इन opposite direction this time. Okay, and in the third case no deflection when the steady current flows in coil A, क्योंकि जब steady current flow करेगा coil A में तो उसके अराउंड जो magnetic field है वो change नहीं होगी, it will remain steady. So electromagnetic induction is only observed when there is a changing magnetic field. ठीक है. अगर magnetic field around coil A is fixed, then there will be no induced current in the other coil. So to summarize, you have to write that this is due to electromagnetic induction. All the observations that are being listed here are due to electromagnetic induction. So factors affecting induced current in a coil. Induced current magnitude will directly depend on the strength of the magnetic field, the relative velocity between the coil and the magnetic field. Okay, जितनी जल्दी coil move करेगा या magnet move करेगा या they will move relative to each other, उतनी जल्दी ही magnetic field associated with the coils will change and उतना ज़्यादा current induce होगा coil में. And the third factor is the number of turns in the coil. More are the number of turns, more will be the magnitude of the induced current. Okay, so the direction of induced current is given by Fleming's left hand rule, which says that if the thumb, forefinger and the central finger of the right hand are stretched in mutually perpendicular directions such that the thumb points in the direction of motion of the conductor, the forefinger points in the direction of field, then the central finger will show the direction of induced current. Okay, so this is the rule which is used to give the direction of induced current in a coil.